I've seen, especially RM3, he went absolutely crazy in that first series I watched him, but I'm looking forward to getting into it, and we're getting mixy here map 1 with Bocage.
Yeah, you've seen Whoops play, but play is a little bit of a stretch. He doesn't always show up. Boston Burgers, though, go first down, but Goop is going for two here. New York SubPar trying to get on the point. Both teams trying to get on the point. Not able to do it yet, though. New York SubPar, though, they do get a 3 down, and that'll give them clearance to get onto the point, but it's a battle around the point. New York SubPar, though, doing a great job clearing out that top area of the map. You see Goop trying to fight back in this middle area. Some back and forth going on the hill itself, but what can you expect out of Bocage? It's going to be an even scoreline no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. Just back and forth, back and forth. As you see the checkerboards just rolling through the feed. Kill switch, though. He switches it up a little bit. Some kills rolling in the feed. Forgotten finds 2. These last 5 seconds looking like it's going to go the way towards Boston. About a tie game going into this P2, but New York, they're in the back. They have the spawns in 3. You've got Goop. He's trying to challenge that, but New York, they're setting up themselves well here for this next hill. But as I said, that 2 will fall. RM3, though, he gets 2 of his own. Some trades rolling in the feed in Boston. They're finding themselves on the time here, but Kill Switch immediately shuts them down. I like what I'm seeing so far out of New York.
How the hell did they convince Killswitch to be on their team? But Killswitch, good player. Tej, though, carrying right now. New York SubPar, 17 points up in the scoreline, which doesn't sound like a lot, but on Bocage, that's pretty good. You see Whoops with the AR just trying to get any kills, but hyped the fast SMG. He's always all around the map. Sneaky will get him for now, but he'll be right back into the action soon. All the while, though, New York SubPar has been soaking up this time. If you're Boston, you gotta be thinking about P3. You have number 1 in Whoops in the spawns, holding it down. You have number 3 in Goop on the point, ready to pop. But New York SubPar has been winning a lot of gunfights. You're gonna need to fight back if you're gonna run away with the scoreline in this Bocage.
Yeah, a map like this, it comes down to those crucial gunfights as you see Sneaky running his way onto the hill from the back, finds 2 kills and breaks onto the point for Boston. A much needed break and the spawns will flip. That is exactly what you needed if you're Boston. 40 seconds remaining on this hill, but as I said that, the last one remaining in the game will be Sneaky. He will fall, but no, they're still spawning in the back here. You know, a little bit of a setback there. You wanted to get some more time, but you've still got those spawns. You shut down 3 players, and the last one standing in the back will be hyped, but his teammates are spawning out and Boston's finding themselves on the hill. The lead is slowly falling for New York here, only down by 30 points, and they're finding themselves some good time.
Yeah, I love P3. It's literally just throwing bodies onto the point. It's been tough for any team to really get an edge out on that point. I think of any match I've casted recently, at least. But we're on to P4. New York has a solid setup. This, I think, could be like the only money hill in Bocage, really. I mean, it's an interior. You can get guys out all around the point defending it. It looks like that's what New York is looking to do, though. They have to catch Sneaky, though. They have the top of the map, that P2 area. They're flooding in. Sneaky goes down. You still have Whoops with that AR just trying to reach in the back of Shed, but gets killed by a grenade. You have your teammates, though, on the side of Boston covering your ass. New York still in the lead, about 35 points, but Boston should be able to get some decent scrap time here. But New York has just been able to get a few more points per hill. That's where that lead is showing up. And if you're Boston, you're going to need to stop that from happening if you want to walk away with this win.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's only about 10 seconds of scrap time rolling through here, but that is big if you're Boston. It keeps this game close. They just crest over that 6-7 mark, you know? But I mean, again, New York, you're on the rotations. You've got 2 guys set up over here towards this next hill with Hyped and RM3. And if you're Whoops, you just got to try and find another break. Boston is relying so heavily on their breaks here. Whoops eventually finds a kill. Sneaky finds one of his own, but Killswitch eventually finds one as well. As Boston, you know, they're finding their way onto the hill, but they're not finding the map positioning that they need. As 3 will fall in the feed for New York, or for Boston, sorry, once again. New York they're capitalizing on what Boston is giving them at Boston. They're not prioritizing the map position. They're getting kills, but they're not pushing out and they're not finding the spawns that they need. As New York's lead growing over 40 points here going into the rest of this hill.
Yeah, the lead growing over 40 points. This hill started with about a 15-point deficit for Boston. It just shows how well New York has been doing on this hill. 4 down go 4 go down on the side of Boston. Now you're going to be thinking about that P1 again, but it's just a stone's throw away. So New York can chain it and chain it. They're exactly doing that. You have a pinch going on that westward side of the map. New York is already there. They're catching Boston players from behind. Whoops is fighting back a little bit, but Forgotten goes down. It's really just Whoops that has stood the test of time on this side of the map. Boston, the spawn flip has been successful. Boston is now spawning on the P3 side of the map. Now New York has really good territorial control here. If you can get Whoops down in the back there, it's going to be even better for New York. But Whoops doing some work on that top shed area finally does go down. New York, though, has soaked up a lot of time in the meanwhile.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing out of New York here through that first set of rotations. And, going into this P1, you're not going to find very much time here, but Boston, they've got to find all the time that they can get. They're getting some good time here. Sneaky finds a kill onto the hill, but Hyped eventually makes his way on, but he'll get shut down. Boston, a little bit back and forth there, but Boston found some good time on that P1. The scrap time is going to go the way of New York here as we're going over here towards this P2, and Boston, they switch it up. They're set up for this P2. You've got Whoops in the back watching those spawns. And you know what? Boston, they clear out that barn. Tej and Hype will fall. RM3, though, gets a trade, gets another kill. Kill Switch finds another. The last one standing for Boston will be Whoops in the back of his spawn. New York find their way onto the hill. They don't quite have the spawns, but they're just getting the kills. Make that 4 dead once again, and the spawns will flip. A flawless break out of New York. 40 seconds remaining on this hill, and they're just taking control of this game. The lead growing to almost 80 points.
Oh yeah, I could smell RM3's sweat from here. The birthday boys putting in work to secure the map 1 victory. I swear to God, these 3 down, 4 downs are killing Boston. If they could put a stop to this, I think they have a solid chance. But New York is just working as a team so well. 1 kill is followed by the next, is followed by the next. It's just New York in the kill feed one after another, and then maybe Boston can get some momentum. But New York now up 100 in Bocage. That is a massive lead, especially in Bocage, hardpoint. Now Boston has some early dominance on P3, but then again, it's the 4 down. Boston gets shut out again. They are spawning there, but New York is completely set up, ready for it. They're even looking in that direction. The kills go down. It's back and forth, but New York all the while is still soaking up this time.
Yeah, just absolute dominance out of New York in the kills department, the rotations department, and here we go again. Kill switch, find 1, Tej finds 2, can't quite find the 3rd, eventually gets shut down, but RM3, he's right there to back his teammate up. 3 will fall in the feed. The last one standing will be Goop. He will fall. 30 more seconds, and New York has claimed this map number 1. Hyped, just holding them in this back spawn, back by this tank. Gets a little lost. Sneaky will finally get the kill and break his team out there. The last 10 seconds, though, gonna go the way towards New York. So if you're Boston, you gotta be absolutely perfect going into the rest of this hill. And I mean the rest of the game for that matter. Only 13 seconds left, and New York will secure this. Boston, though, they're not gonna go down without a fight. They're gonna try and fight their way onto this hill. Forgotten jumps in. He will get shut down. Sneaky, though, he finds 1. Whoops will eventually fall. Sneaky finds another. Some trades on in the feed the side of Boston. And you know what? They find themselves on the hill.
Yeah, they find themselves on the hill. 9 seconds left for a New York victory, though. Again, it's a 4 down out of Boston. Those multi-kills are killing them. New York knows exactly where to look. They just need 1 second left. GG's. New York takes Bocage Hardpoint Map 1 in a very, very convincing fashion.
Yeah, absolute utter dominance out of New York there. Boston, I mean, they didn't really show much life at
Practicing
all.
this map, as we will start the Tuscan search and destroy with Boston on the offensive side. These boys need to absolutely show out, and let's see what they do.
Yeah, that whoops. The nades coming in, no trophy systems. Gonna try and use it to his advantage. He will find nothing but Boston. Similar to what we saw from them in their first series on the broadcast, they're gonna go with a 4B hit. 4 players coming in. Goop will find a kill onto Tej. RM3 will immediately trade him out. New York again with the great teamwork there. RM3 gets out with his life immediately here into a 3 versus 3. Whoops though with the bomb, trying to work his way towards the back, and he gets cut down. The bomb is now stuck in the opponent's spawn. Some kills will roll in. Forgotten will be the last one standing in a 1v2, but You've got that bomb stuck all the way back there in the spawn of New York, and I think they know that. They're going to set up, they're going to crouch around this bomb, and Forgotten just going to try and find his way around, but no, kill switch on the head glitch will cut him down without a worry. New York, a flawless map one, or round one.
Yeah, I mean, Forgotten there trying to make a play that'll make him remembered, but gets cut down here. A kill switch on the head glitch. Definitely unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, again, I think like New York just worked a little bit better as a team. I saw a multi kill come through, and I think Boston they didn't get completely rolled over. I think there's some opportunity for adjustments here. Let's see what they do on the defensive side of things. New York subpar looking to maybe make a play for A, but they sent Tej on the bottom side of the map. It looks like they might meet number 4 in Goop here, but in the middle of the map, it is a trade for a trade. Tej sees the door open, shoots, but gets
Oh.
cut down. That'll be huge in opening up this round for Boston.
Yeah, that was a great kill at a goop there to secure the life advantage. Hyped will be the last one standing. He has the bomb, finds a kill onto goop here over towards his B side, but Forgotten immediately on the trades towards his teammate. The kill will come through. Boston ties this map up at 1 quickly.
Hey, I mean, listen, if you're Boston, you'll take that 1-1 round count. Definitely better than an 0-2, but I think you're going to have to make some adjustments here on offense. An offensive win at this point is going to be crucial in gaining some momentum. S&D very momentum heavy game. I'm interested to see what Boston does. It seems like a lot of battles go down on that bottom side of the map where we saw Tej and Goop kind of face off. You see Goop rushing for it again, and maybe Tej going there as well. But for the time being, it looks like this A side of the map is going to be a little bit of a battlefield.
Yeah, hyped. Pulled out the sniper for this round. He finds a kill onto Forgotten. Whoops. Playing a little bit in his spawn, press the backwards on the left stick a little bit at the start of the round, but you know, immediately into a 2v3 for the side of Boston, and you have the bomb. That's a good sign, but you got to try and fight for some map positioning here. You got to get that opening pick to even that life count up, and if you're New York, they're just setting up cleanly here, but Hyped misses the sniper shot, and Sneaky with the laser beams will shut him down immediately into a 2v2. I think Boston, they're going to recognize that this A site might be a little bit open here, but just kind of feel it out, trying to feel where these New York players may be. Sneaky checking his corners, but if you're Boston, you gotta go. You've got 30 seconds left. You don't want to waste too much time. Whoops, he spots the RM3. He's trying to make the read of him going over to top church, but if you're Boston, the bomb's going to be planted over here towards A. Now, if you're New York, you need to recognize this and you need to group together. RM3 over towards the bomb, immediately finds a kill, and Tej, he shuts him down. Boston Burgers played the slow game, eventually got the bomb down, but New York, they were ready for it. RM3 and Tej shut them down almost immediately. With New York, another flawless defensive round.
I think I might need to check the rule book on that one. We got the final kill cam on it. They don't show the rule breaking play, but I do need to check the rule book because I think shooting bodies is actually not allowed. And so they did not have permission to shoot bodies, and I think they could forfeit for that, but we'll see what Boston decides to do with that one. But Boston on the defensive side, the difference between a 2-2, 1-3 game, you see Goop standing by the door again is going to get a pick on the Tej, his little nemesis there, but Killswitch responds. At least the rest of Boston know where to look. You see Whoops with an AR this time, puts the sniper away, throws a grenade, doesn't get anything. Boston is going to have to get a pick, but a pick they will not get. Sneaky is going to have to go 3 for 1 to win this round.
Yeah. I mean, absolute flawless one-on-ones that you saw out of New York there to, I mean, you just secure the first blood, secure that life advantage, and bomb's going to be planted over here towards A. Sneaky, though, maybe trying to catch him off guard with a little bit of defuse here. Gonna crawl over here. No one is checking the bomb. 6 eventually will spot him out. Not quite the ninja defuse. Almost had it there, but New York sticking to the fundamentals. They keep the eyes on the bomb there, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, they call him sneaky for a reason. It didn't work out this time, though. I wouldn't have been surprised if it did, though. Sometimes you get those ninja diffuses. 1-3, not the most comfortable position for Boston. It's got to be time to heat up. We could start with Whoops getting a kill. Mr. Whoops, please, please get your head in the game and prove to me why you're my teammate.
I mean, maybe the ghost of Tuscan. He's getting it in his own head. Like I said, Hype though immediately runs it. His teammate Spawn Forgotten gets the kill, shooting bodies down 3-1. I don't know if that's the best idea, but immediately here into a 3v3. The bomb is down in your spawn. You didn't pick it up. You get the kill onto Tej there though. You got the life advantage, but if you're Boston, you're all running over here towards this B side, but you don't have the bomb. I don't think they realized they didn't have it. Whoops will find his way back towards the spawn to get the bomb. I don't know if he knows that 8 and kill switch is here, but I think he does. I think he got the little inclination, maybe some love tabs getting exchanged there. Whoops still looking for his first kill, RM3. He's over here defending this site with his life. Forgotten will find a kill on the kill switch. RM3 will be the last one standing for the side of Boston. He will find a kill on the Goop. He will pick up the MP40 there and just run back towards fire. He got that kill and he ran away with his life. If you're Boston, looking like you're gonna get the bomb now near towards B. You've got 20 seconds left. You gotta plant the bomb, guys. I don't know what the decision making there was on the rotation, but RM3 read it like a book. 11 seconds remaining. The bomb is down. Forgotten's going to get the plant. This is a 1v3. If RM3 can win this, he's making his way up towards top fire. Boston, though, Forgotten gets the bomb down. He'll get out with his life. A little bit of a ballet dance coming in here, trying to find what they can. And I mean, Forgotten just sitting in this corner. RM3 looped his way all the way around through church. No one has any idea where anyone is on the map. Forgotten just aiming at a corner. Looking at the walls. RM3 going to turn the corner. Forgotten exchanges. He will fall. Make that a 1v3 for RM3. Forgotten was... I'm not sure if he was Helen Keller there for a second. Maybe the HDMI cord came unplugged, but he was aiming at a brick wall. New York with a flawless 1v3 to make it 4-1.
Boston, please turn up. This cannot be allowed to happen. RM3 is such a dogshit player. He cannot be going 8-1 right now. This is, quite frankly, disgraceful out of the boys. And I don't care if I have to jump in their Discord and give them a pep talk between maps. This is not allowed to stand. Whoops, we gotta get a kill. Like, please, like, get a pick. Please don't choke this one. Whoops, bottom church, please pray for a kill at this point. Throwing a grenade onto A, you get stunned instead. I'm stunned watching this map, quite frankly. Goop with the AR on this A side of the map. New York is just not giving them anything, though. Boston needs a pick, and New York is playing huddled together.
Yeah, just playing together, playing it slow, just trying to find the map positioning, find that opening break. But Goop, he's holding his ground here. He knows that there's going to be a player over here towards the side. He spots Hyped, exchanges some shots. No bullets will be registered, but still, you've got that information at the very least. Some nades will come in, a hit marker on a Goop, but he'll just lay down. He knows where some players are. You get that little bit of information to calm over for your teammates, and I mean, you're just going to play the waiting game. Sneaky over towards the middle. He will find a kill on RM3. Kill switch will immediately trade him out. Whoops. Over here towards this B point. Tej sitting in the corner. He will get the kill onto Whoops. Immediately get that life advantage if you're New York. 24 seconds left to go, though. New York looking like they're going to get this bomb planted over here towards B. If you're Boston, you've got no map positioning. You're down a life. I mean, it's looking slim here, but nothing's impossible.
Wow, when you have the man advantage, you get the bomb down. What a concept. Boston, though, you see Goop eyeing that ninja defuse. I don't know if he's going to get that one, though. You see Tej coming up from behind. Forgotten gets a crucial kill on the Hype. Can they change it? But the ninja defuse is coming through. Tej, open your eyes! Goop got it! Goop got the ninja defuse right under your nose! Take that, losers! Boston is back in the game!
I'm not sure if Tej is sitting far away from his TV there. Maybe a little bit of a Real coming in, or whoever it was on Miami that just sits a mile away from his monitor. But he aimed in at the bomb. He aimed in at the bomb while Goop was defusing it, and he just didn't see him. Maybe the pixels didn't register or something, but either way, it's 4-2. New York, a little bit of a mishap, you could say, on that side. It could have been 5-1, but here we are in 4-2. Maybe that's the life that Boston needed here. Looking like they're going to come with a little bit of an A push, sending 4 players over here towards A. No one even towards mid, but If you're New York, you're a little spread out like you've been doing it. Hyped with the sniper looking down this lane, just trying to take some heads. Kill switch here. Over on Goop will find the kill. Peaks finds the kill on a Forgotten. Eventually gets shut down by Sneaky. But if you're in New York, you've got the life advantage once again. These multi-kills are making the difference right now.
Yeah, making the difference right now, making the difference the whole series, quite frankly. But you see Whoops being a little church mice here, going straight to the B bomb as Sneaky is going in that P5 question mark area. I think so, but it looks like this bomb is good to go on B. New York is confused as hell. Like, how the hell did they get over under our noses on that B side of the map? But you see them rearranging. It can be one pick that makes the difference here. If Boston can even the live count up, they have the positioning. You see Sneaky playing with Tej here in this little house area. But New York looking to give them the ninja defuse right back. Are they going to check it in time? Yes, they do. It's 1-for-1. Hyped versus Whoops. 14 seconds on the clock. Hyped, what you going to do? I don't think you have the time to do anything. 7.5, that'll be it. 3-4 in the round count. The ninja defuse does not come through. They just do not have that Boston ice.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a lucky COD timing coming the way towards Boston there, but who cares? They check the bomb at the exact right moment, and once again, this is a map, ladies and gentlemen. 4-1. No, it's 4-3. We're making this a map. We're trying to make this a series. Boston is showing life. New York, they're kind of teetering here. RM3 was 8-1. Now he's 8-3. You know, maybe slowing down a little bit. Whoops finally finds that first kill. You know, we're trying to see the momentum shift here. New York again on the offensive side, looking like they're going to split it once again. Send 5 over towards the B site, 3 other players towards the A site. Kill switch finds the kill onto Forgotten. The first bloods are going crazy for New York right now, but Whoops though trying to find the trade. Sneaky though will find a kill onto RM3. Tej will eventually find one onto Goop. Is again New York just maintaining this life advantage as Sneaky. You know, he's stuck mid. He will get cut down. It's all left to Whoops in this round. The bomb going down on A. You know, we've seen crazier things happen. Whoops cuts him down. The bomb will not be planted in New York. I mean, you've got no players nearby. What a kill out of Whoops there to absolutely laser beam the head off of RM3 there to get the bomb down. Oh, Tej exchanging some shots, but Whoops was ready for it. Tej, though, eventually gets out with his life. Maybe a little bit of love taps getting exchanged there, but now Whoops, he knows he's back there. That is crucial information on the map. Whoops knows there's a player behind him, so he's just going to run towards A. But he didn't know this. He didn't notice. He couldn't know. He looped back towards B with the bomb. Kinds the kill onto Tej. It's a 1v1. Whoops!
Oh,
Hum diddly
my.
dee, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
It is
my
4 to
teammate.
4.
That's my teammate. That's why I signed Whoops. Whoops went from being 0-4 or 0-5 or something crazy like that, having the same KD as I do in the map, to just absolutely dominating in that round, bringing it to a 4v4. That's embarrassing, New York. You can't let that happen. You have to review VOD on that one, New York. That was terrible. You guys are dog shit. Boston is coming back in this S&D.
Yeah. Absolute comeback coming in here, but it's not over. 4 to 4, you still got to win 2 rounds. But New York, like I said, they're teetering off here. Maybe they got a little bit too comfortable with that 4-1 lead. Kill switch, though. The first bloods again going the way of New York, but you got to capitalize on it. You're getting those first bloods, and then you're shutting down. You're sitting there on the map, and then you're getting picked off one by one and losing the rounds. You're losing 1v3s, losing 1v4s, and things like that, but you got to lock down these first bloods. If you're getting first bloods, you got to win these rounds. If you lose a map or even lose a few rounds when you get a first blood, it's not a good look. Boston, you know, trying to hit this rotation here over towards B. You've got Forgotten, though, sitting over towards A, trying to play for a little bit of information, but they know New York is set up for this. They're just trying to find that pick, even up this life count here. Is Sneaky trying to work his way through mid here, trying to find some information for his teammates, walking around slowly. You've got 23 seconds left, though, and you've got the bomb nowhere near a bomb site. They recognize that you got to go A. That's probably where you're going to get the site is 8. Kill switch is the only man over here towards this A site. He's going to try and run away. He recognizes his teammates are nowhere to be found. Sneaky, though, he find a kill on RM3. Life counts even up. You've got 7 seconds if you're Boston. You got to plant the bomb, guys. What are we doing? He's not going to get it. No one was near the bomb, and they're not going to get it planted. If you're Boston, you were set up. You were set up on a bomb site. And you had, I mean, you got the kill. You even up the life count, and New York was handing you the round, essentially. And I'm not sure what to say happened there. Maybe a miscommunication, but New York on match point.
New York on match point, Boston not too far behind though. Very, very frustrating round to watch. Boston very close to at least making some movement happen, but just doesn't end up happening. New York with the bomb this time. Boston spreading out, creating a line of defense. But you see number three Siki going through the middle, maybe coming up this house area, maybe hoping to snatch a kill, but is gonna catch RM3 instead. RM3 8-1 at one point, is now 8-6. It's kill switch left as kill switch goes down. Boston, I was casting that round, and they don't like my casting, so they made it short and sweet.
Yeah. We're going to a round number 11 in this map number 2, ladies and gentlemen. I'm standing up for this one. Boston going to be on the offensive side here. I'm about 98.9% sure. And yes, Boston will be on the offensive side. But I mean, despite that, you've got to win this round. You've brought this back from a 4-1. It almost seems like fate to clutch this round number 11 as Boston. Looking like they're going to come with a similar approach as they have in their offensive rounds, with 4 players stacking towards this B site. But not playing too forward, not, overextending themselves, as they know New York has been playing super forward on this map. Whoops! With the flashbang, getting a kill on the kill switch. The nades coming in, the flashbang's coming in. Absolute shell-shocked. RM3, though, eventually finds a kill on a Sneaky to even it up at 3. Forgotten, though. Shuts down Hype. The life advantage goes the way of Boston. You've got the site control. If you're New York, you've got to back up. You've got to play together. I mean, you've got to figure this out. It's a 2v3.
The 2v3, Tej versus RM3, Tej and RM3, my old teammates versus Boston here. Finally, Boston's learned from their mistakes. That bomb will go down on A, and now New York is going to have to figure out how to get that bomb defused. You have Tej and RM3 a little hesitant to make a move, but having each other's back so far, just trying to creep up this A side area. I don't know if Boston is looking in that direction, but Tej gets forgotten. RM3 gets whoops. This might be a collapse happening in real time. Goop gets cut down. New York, they clutch to win a 2v3. God damn it, Boston. You almost had it.
I mean, my goodness, what a breakdown. Boston started to make a comeback there, capitalizing.
The people will not be silenced. We are starting this Tuscan control. Boston on the offensive side, New York on the defensive side. You see Boston getting very hot and heavy on this A side of the map very early on. You see, though, New York is just trying to at least contest the time. No picks coming through just yet, as these two teams are squaring off. The first bullets will ring through, but it's a trade for a trade so far.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Boston there, you sent 4 players over towards that A site, and it worked. I mean, it ended up working out in your favor. You've got 2 players over here in that first tick. That first tick comes through. The second one was coming through, but they played a little bit slow. I didn't think it was going to work in their favor, and it eventually did, but 4 down. Boston eventually will go 4 down. Goop, though. We go 4 down on one side. He's going to send himself over to the other. Hype, though, trying to find him, trying to shut him down. Works his way behind him, and he shuts that down. Immediately, Boston forced to reset. They're going to work their way over towards this A site, but kill switch. He's in their spawn. He's wreaking havoc. No one for Boston is near any site here. Not the opening start that you wanted. Under a minute left to go already, and you're already down by 1 in the lives.
Even in the lives, not the worst scenario in the world, but you do get that second tick on A. You do get 2 New York members down, but they answer right back with 2 Boston members down. You still have Goop on the point, but he gets cut down. You are just a pixel away from capturing A, and that might just be what this round comes down to, but you have Forgotten in the back, getting a kill from behind and sealing the deal on that A point. That is surely a welcome advancement in the round for Boston. Now they've got to figure out how to rotate to B, but RM3 is not letting them have it. Coming from old, does end up going down in that church area, but Boston, they still haven't figured out the route that they need to take to get to B.
Yeah, I liked the turnaround that we saw out of Boston there to lock it in and get that B point, secure that extra time. But I mean, again, if you're New York, they recognized that that point was going to be captured. They said, okay, we got to back up. And they backed up and they played for those Boston rotations and they shut it down immediately. They shut it, I mean, almost flawlessly for that matter. They shut those players down, forced them to reset, and, they claimed the life advantage. They're up by 3 lives. There's about a minute remaining. And, Boston, they're just trying to search for a way over towards this hill. Tej finds a kill on a Forgotten, and whoops, Sneaky will eventually find one of his own, but Hyped kills Goop. That's 3 more down in the feed for Boston, but Sneaky, he's over here towards his top plateau area, but no teammates to be found. He will get cut down by RM3. Boston, again, no one near the hill, forced to reset, I mean, you've got to find something here. The comms got to come through of how you want to push this, and, well, a team kill ain't going to help with that.
Team kill's not going to help with that. I will say New York is playing very well. Boston is spawning on that pretty much as far away as possible and choosing to go to that A side of the map because they're quite frankly scared of going near B. That really just shows the dominance that New York is having so far. Still not over yet in the round. Whoops is choosing to shoot bodies instead of being productive. That's how you know he's not on a team with me. I would not let that happen. He pays for his sins. He goes down. It's a 2v9. I don't think Goop's going to be able to do it. I don't think Forgotten's going to be able to do it. 1v8 kill switch seals the deal. New York SubPar winning their defense and tossing it over for Boston to see their response.
Yeah, gonna need to see something out of Boston. The first respawn in map 1 didn't look too good, not looking too good here so far on map number 3, but I mean, cut him some slack. It's offense on Tuscan control. Not the easiest thing in the world to win, but again, New York just absolutely flawless just throughout the game so far. The only time we've seen them kind of back down and waver was on that map number 2, but they still won it. Boston, you're going to need to see something good here. You've got the defensive side. This should, I mean, if it's any time to show some light, it's right now on defense, on control. Kill switch, though, finds the opening kill onto Goop. Forgotten will trade him out. Some trades are in the feed towards the way of New York. The kills will come through. 3 immediately fall for Boston, and that A point is flying, already about to be captured. It is done. New York with a flawless opening to this round number 2 on offense. You've got 2 minutes. You've got the life advantage by 3. And I mean, if you're Boston, your back's against the wall again.
Yeah, if you're Boston, your back's against the wall again. This transition period is where you really see victors get decided in control rounds. It's been pretty much back and forth, though. Good news is Boston really hasn't let New York touch that B side of the map. The bad news is they are pretty much just one kill at any given point away from doing so. That kill on the group is going to be huge. There is a clear B line, pun intended, from Church Alleyway to the point. It looks like RM3 is going to take advantage of that. Steps onto the point, 2 down on the side of Boston. Boston is spawning there, though. We are playing a little bit of a game of ring around the rosy. Kill switch is shooting bodies instead of being productive. He pays for his sins. That B point did not get their first tick. Boston, though, down in the life count, they cannot continue on this trend. They have to fight back. They have to get some multi-kills, and they have to group together and shut New York down before this control map gets way out of their control.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but if I'm watching a kill cam, if I'm spectating my teammates before I respawn, I see kill switch dying while shooting bodies. I know you're up 2-0 in the series and you're up 1-0 in the map, but I'd be a little mad. I ain't gonna lie, but kill switch, he makes up for it. He's 14-7. I guess you can do what you want when you're double positive, but here he is. He's in his own spawn here, but Forgotten eventually shuts him down. Shooting bodies, listen, I know you're upset, you're down by a lot, but shooting bodies probably not the best course of action when you're getting slammed. But here we are. New York maybe playing with their food a little bit here. They've got the map positioning, but they're just not getting on the hill. I don't know if they're just playing with their food, like I said, but even 35 seconds remaining. You've got the life advantage. I mean, if you play this smart, you can just wipe the floor with this round and go up 2-0, get match point, get round point. And, I mean, if you're Boston, though, you're going to take what you can get. Give them a pity round, give them whatever. They'll take it. Tej, though, in the back, finds 2 kills of his own. 19 seconds remaining. If New York, you've got to find your way onto the hill here. Tej is the only one over here towards this B site, and you've got 10 seconds remaining. You've got the life advantage. I don't know what they were doing for half of this dang round. Boston finding a couple kills. RM3 finds one of his own, though, but I mean, they're going to eventually find themselves on the hill, but there's 3 seconds remaining. You have to stay on the hill for virtually the rest of this round is forgotten, will immediately shut the two guys on the hill down. Oh, kill switch though, he'll find his way onto the hill. There's 0.1 second remaining. 4 players make it 3 remaining on the side of Boston, and New York, just the kills are rolling in, the time is rolling in. Some players are gonna die. Teej though, he finds a kill. Coop over here towards here, he will eventually fall or get the kill in Boston. They secure the round, and I feel like New York was not really taking that round seriously.
Yeah, they weren't taking that round seriously, but I mean, Tej goes trick-or-treating in the back of their spawn for a little bit, gets a few candy bars. That gets some coverage to get on that B point. Even though they're not taking it seriously, that Tej play getting, I think, 3 down in a row in the spawn, really, like, opened it up for New York to be like, oh shit, maybe we should, like, go for the point or something. I will say, like, I really feel like we should pause the match and check the rules because I really swore that shooting bodies was outlawed, but it seems like, these two teams don't respect the league, which is fine. Like, I get it. I don't respect the league either, but, like, come on, guys. Like, at least pretend. New York, though, multi-kill, 3 down on the side of Boston. Boston trying to go for B. New York saying, B for real. You are not stepping on this point. Goop, though, gets a kill. Maybe a 2 multi-kill in New York. Maybe able to get something on this point. 3 onto the point. Maybe 1 tick can come through. One of them are on it. New York, though, is coming in hot and heavy, and Boston is going to have to deal with that. Boston hasn't been completely cleared from the point. In fact, they also have somebody on A, but, I mean, it's a little bit more mixy than they would like, and probably more mixy than it should have been given their opening onto the B point.
Yeah, absolutely. But make that 4 down for New York. Get on the point. There's someone else screaming in my ear, telling me to get on the point, and I'm screaming too. They're getting the kills, but they're not getting on the dang hill. Sneaky and Goop are over here towards this B point. I don't think either of them step foot on that hill in that B segment. They don't even get a tick on it. Listen, you've tied this up, but you're down 2-0. You can't be doing something like that. You got to get on the darn hill. To win an offensive round, you got to capture the hill, guys. You do get that A point. I do like what I saw out of them there. You secured that extra time. You got a minute and 40 to work with here, and I mean, you've kind of got the life advantage pretty handedly here. But I mean, if you're Boston, you got to lock it in. Defense is an easy thing to win, even when you're down in live. So, Boston, you're got no one near the hill. You kind of just got to back up here. Try and see where New York is giving you the space over towards this map. Is Glide Bomb going to come in for Goop here? He's going to try and find what he can. Finds a kill onto his teammate, but will also find a kill onto Cheech. Maybe some information also coming in there. Not sure how much that Glide Bomb helped you out there, but you secure a little bit of map positioning out of Sneaky here, but no one near the hill. But you do have the life advantage by 8.
I don't really know if that glide bomb should have been used this round, but it is what it is. Boston is up 9 kills in the feed. I think they're kind of relying on it at this point, although they gotta start shooting a little bit straighter if that's gonna carry them to victory, and probably a little bit quicker. You are not forcing the engagements that you need to force if you're on the side of Boston. 3 down on the side of Boston. That is not great. You have 30 seconds left, and your entire team is as far as they could be from the hill. You've got to get together, and you've got to make something happen. I mean, this is where we see that refusal to stack really biting them in the ass here. You do have the live count in your favor, but I mean, unless you could touch that point, that clock is going to tick further and further down. It's going to probably be up to Whoops, the furthest player onto the point, but he's going through church. You do have some players going down the alleyway, but they're going to have to deal with Kill Switch. Kill Switch does get that final kill on the hill. The clock goes down, and New York SubPar squeaks that one away, but frankly, it feels like they shouldn't have won that one.
I mean, I'm a little disappointed in Boston here. I don't know these guys personally like you do, but I mean, my goodness, guys. Get on the darn hill. I mean, like I said, it's a defensive round. You had the lives by like 7 or 8, honestly, and you had like a minute and a half to work with. And I told you, you still got to lock it in. You could easily lose a round on offense in any control map in the last like 4 years of this game. And that's exactly what they did. I don't know if I cast or curses them there or not, but I mean, it comes down to your fundamentals there. New York, though, they go up 2-1. They capitalize on Boston's mistakes. They work their way over here towards this 8 point. That first tick already going to roll through. 3 players, though, will fall in the feed for New York. Sneaky here on the way towards the back. shooting his teammate a little bit there. Maybe a little up taps for his teammate. Maybe a little bit of repercussions for some mistakes made in the last round. But they eventually shut that push down for New York. New York, they get shut down a little bit. They got to force it back up. They're forced to relook at this round. And, I like what I saw so far out of the opening break here for Boston.
I will say the opening break was a little bit scary for Boston. New York got onto the point, and Boston was kind of excluded from that entire section of the map. They were able to turn it back, but it looks like New York is trying to finish a job here on A. Sneaky has a word to say about it, but is shut right up. 3 down on the side of Boston. Goop gets on the heights, but Goop goes down as well. Now it's a B game. If New York captures B, the game is over. GG's, series done. New York goes on to the playoffs. Happy ending for them. You see Boston finally paying attention to B side of the map. They are not wanting to let New York even sniff it, but New York has feet planted on the ground. It's a little bit back and forth, but if you're Boston, at this stage of the game, you're going to have to do a little bit better than that. You are down in the live count. You're going to have to shut New York out of this point absolutely and definitively.
Yeah. I mean, 3 fall in the feed for Boston. New York going to find their way onto the hill, make it 4. Boston spawning out towards that A side, kill switch, getting the spawn kill rolling through. Sneaky will eventually find a consolation kill onto Hype there, but if you're New York, you're finding all the kills you need, you're finding all the time you need. That last tick is starting to roll through. No one for Boston is near the hill. They're all falling. That is the round. That is the game. Absolutely slammed. Boston crumbles. Throughout that whole series, they saw some life. You were seeing good stuff out of them, and those last 2 maps, this easily could have been